you need tonight. A little something to whet your appetite, and it's gonna make you feel alright. Sweet Gravy and Carmen Kirk, check them out as they go to work. Congratulations on your new podcast. Now open up a can of whoop ass and blast, blast, blast.
Ooh, and welcome back to another episode of Sweet Gravy. We've got a very special person with us today. He is my first employer. He's a man I've known on the wrestling mat many sessions. He a good workout partner, an entrepreneur, and just an all-around good guy, Mr. Luis Oliveros. Welcome.
Yeah, I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much, man. It's been a while. Seeing you is awesome. No doubt about it, brother. Seeing you is great. It's been a while. I haven't been able to give you a big old hug. When do I get to do that?
Oh man, I haven't been back in Kentucky for a while. I was supposed to go in August, I believe, of last year.
Yeah.
And I think it was August, and it was right around the time everything was getting kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You know, Louisville had their
Right.
not only was the pandemic going on, but there were also other issues around the city. So
Oh, absolutely crazy.
yeah, so I kind of stayed away there for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh man.
It was, I was really bummed about it because I had a nice room set up at the Seelbach. You know, I was like, oh man, I went all out for the planning of it. For the actual thing, I was like, oh man, I went to work instead, you know.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
The Seelbach, man. That place got a lot of stories, a lot of history.
A lot of history there.
That's awesome, brother. Yeah, Kentucky. When did you leave? When was that? When was our time that we got to roll on the mat? When was that?
Well, I was in high school in 2006. Okay. So how you and I met? We'll start there, right?
Let's go.
So I left. I was living in Eureka, Missouri, which is outside of St. Louis, and it was the summer between my sophomore and junior year of high school. I moved to the an apartment complex that was right behind Primetime Fitness.
Oh, yeah.
And in Crestwood, right?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah. And so I was playing football. I wrestled in Eureka, but I wasn't going to continue wrestling once I moved. I was like, it's a good step out. I wasn't that good. I started my freshman year. It takes a couple years to kind of get your basis on a sport, you know? And but I needed to start working out for football. And so my dad and I, we go to Primetime Fitness, which was a gym that you were the owner of, right? And we were like, yeah, we're ready for a membership, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, what sports do you do? And I was like, oh, I play football and I wrestle. And you know that we're in Crestwood, the South Oldham High School area. And you're like, oh, yeah, you wrestle? You looking at me, you're like, I've never seen this guy before. What's he talking about, you know? So I was like, yeah. And then once the season starts happening, I see you at the gym in practice, wrestling practice. I was like, that's the guy that owns the gym that I work out at. So it was awesome.
Dude, man, I love to hear these stories because I honestly forget them all.
Uh-huh.
I don't, time is so quick. So you telling me that is just the coolest thing ever. We had an incredible time wrestling, right?
Right.
It's the greatest, to me, it's the greatest sport in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still obsessed with it. I still do it. I'm still coaching at South. It's gotten me to in my life, to where I am today. It's humbly gotten me there. At the same time, it's also taught me how to be very humble, but also very much a warrior, with a no prisoner attitude.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is a very humbling sport, but it's also a no prisoner sport. Like take home no prisoners, right?
Yeah.
So it's got two massive sides to it that unless you've done it, you just don't understand. You just don't understand, and that was some good times, bro. That was good times.
I think that's me. I don't understand. Like, I guess my question is with wrestling, if you can get a scholarship in with college, right?
Sure.
College with
Yeah.
wrestling. So
Yeah.
say you get a scholarship in college and then you're at the top of the team and you're amazing. Then where do you go from there?
The only thing that's what's crazy about wrestling is why I'm so I love it so much because it's a sport that has nothing to do with money. There's no money after it. It's pure the love of the game, the love of the sport, the pride in it, making yourself better every day. You're battling with the greatest in the world. It's the step below MMA world. You know what I mean? UFC and all that stuff. It's right there when you get to that level. And even those guys don't do it for the money. It's all for proving to yourself what you can do out there. But a lot of the best of the world become coaches. And now they're finally starting to make a little money in sponsorships.
Yeah.
But I can say that very proud to be a part of the sport. Very, very proud to say that I'm a wrestler. Very proud to teach it, coach it, and also get people to understand how much it helps you in life. It's a non-ego sport. It destroys your ego, doesn't it, Kurt?
Yeah.
It destroys your ego.
I would say
Real
that.
quick.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, guys like I don't hate to say this, but I'll be honest with you. Guys like LeBron James or Michael Jordan or Tom Brady wouldn't last a second in our sport. It's brutal. It's another level of physicality and mentality. And they're not in it because they're not worthy of it. They're not good enough for it. And that's just the truth. That's just the way I feel about it. It's what I believe. It's my opinion, of course, but the guys that are in it that have made it to the highest level, like the Olympics, world champions and things like that, if you met them, and I've met them, they're a different mental animal compared to anybody else. But they're also very humble in a very respectful way. They're incredible people, very successful people too. After life, they go do great things in their own world, in their own way.
Yeah, I think the humbling thing is a lot of people don't realize how much work it is to actually. So I think maybe my first year that I wrestled, which would be my freshman year, I maybe wrestled like 3 matches. 2 of them exhibition, so it was before the matches even started. It wasn't even for anything, you're like, and you go to practice every day, and you're puking. It's Thanksgiving morning. You're like, oh man, why am I here at practice? It's it's a sport that's in the worst time of the year. It's cold, it's cold. They're making you run outside. You're like, it's freezing outside. Why are you making me do this? It's a holiday season.
You may get Christmas, maybe.
Yeah. Depends how we do, on the 23rd,
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. True.
Yeah.
True. Especially with Pfizer.
Yeah, right. So, it's something. And then, my sophomore year, I maybe did a little bit better. Junior year, you kind of find your stride, and it's one of those things that it just takes time to understand, and and you have to work at it, and it's something that you don't really get any reward for a long time. You're like, why am I doing this? There's a reason that a lot of wrestling teams have just a team, and that's it, right?
They barely fill in the weight class.
Right, yeah.
It's hard as fuck, okay? It's hard as fuck.
Right.
But that's when I started, I was a sophomore in high school. And even though I was a good athlete, okay, and did very well, dude, I got my ass whooped, okay? My ass whooped, okay, by especially my teammates who were at the time were very, very good. and even guys on other teams that were like superstars, and I'm coming out there with an attitude, I'm going to whoop this guy's ass, whatever. And then he's tech pins me, you know what I mean? Like, that's insulting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, he just played with me. And this guy's like, you look like Urkel.
Uh-huh.
Straight up. I'm like,
Right.
I'm like, good looking, fit, whatever guy. And this kid looked like Urkel. I swear to gosh, this is a great true story. This kid was from Michigan, been wrestling all his life. And he looked like Urkel. And I'm like, I'm going to whoop this kid's ass, dude. I'm going to whoop this kid's ass. And my coach didn't say a word.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know who this kid was. My coach did. And he just kind of just kept his mouth quiet. He didn't say shit to me. He didn't say nothing. He was teaching me a lesson quietly.
Right.
I went out there. This guy tech pinned me, okay, in 2 minutes.
Right.
And I got up and I looked at him. I'm like, what the fuck just happened, man? He's like, that Urkel has been wrestling since he's 4 years old. So your brawny, tough ass attitude, just got destroyed by what's called technique, dumbass. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that changed everything for me. I worked on more than anything technique, not my athletic ability, all that prowess, whatever, my technique. And that was really cool because I use that today in my life today too, with everything that I do. In my business life, in my family life as a father, a husband, all those things. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then coaching you guys too there's steps to everything, right? Steps
right.
to everything. Follow them. You can create your own stuff if you want to, but there's always a foundation to everything, man. Okay, so that's pretty much it, man.
Yeah. No, but you also have to, figure out how to get there. It's a lot of self-exploration, like, you might fail at something and you're like, well, let's not see that as a defeat. Let's see that as a lesson, like how would you go about that? You know what I mean? Like,
how many times when did you want to quit ever? When did you want to quit when you're wrestling?
I think whenever like I said, whenever I moved, I was like, okay, I'm going to a new school. I'm not known as a wrestler at this new school. I can just do the football. And the coaching staff on our football team at the time I didn't mesh with them very well. And it's not so much that it was just, it's like I feel like being on a team, it has to fit, like unfortunately whenever you're in school you have that team and that's it, but it's finding what works for you. And then it was Ben Greco. He was like, well, we got a pretty good wrestling team. And
yeah.
And I was like, well, maybe I'll go and I'll check it out. And me and a guy that was on the football team, he went to one practice. It was going to be his first time going to practice. He never wrestled before. He's like, oh, I'll go check it out. And he didn't show up the next day. And it was typically beforehand, I was 215.
Yeah.
And Taylor was the resident 215. And I was like, man, I guess I got to bump up to heavyweight. And I like knew that it was just going to be difficult, but that actually benefited me because I had better endurance than the people in that weight class. I was typically the smallest dude, but I could outwork them.
That's right.
And a lot of heavyweight matches, they end in a pin. They don't make it the full 6 minutes.
No.
Yeah. But I could just gas them, and you know what? I could lock up and I could tie up with somebody and move them around, and they're working harder than I am because I know what I'm doing, and they don't know what I'm doing, so I can kind of rest and they're gassing at the same time. Mm-hmm. So once I realized how to do that, I was in. I went all in. My senior year, I didn't play football. I was like, I'm going to focus on this. Went to some camps during the summer. Bruce and I, we went to Bruce Baumgartner's camp in Ohio.
Man, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it was, at that point, I was just in it,
Yeah.
So
Listen, man, I'm very proud of you for not quitting. Because if you can use that same mentality and you have through your life, you're going to have success no matter what. It doesn't matter. You were, remember, Taylor Shears, 3-time state champion.
Right.
Okay. You practice with him a lot.
hmm
Okay. I did too, and he's, I guess he's a lawyer now somewhere. I don't know. I don't know where he's at. I haven't been able to keep up with him, but, you're successful too in your own way. You're doing something now that you enjoy doing, and you just, the same mentality. You don't quit. You just keep doing. Have fun with it, though. I mean,
Right.
you did have fun wrestling, did you not?
Yes, I did. Of course. Yeah.
Okay,
See, that's-
let me ask a quick question. When you were wrestling, were there any girls that was allowed to? Was it a league or?
No, there was a girl that I heard the class before me, before I showed up. There's a girl on the team, but I think now they pretty much have separate teams, right?
Man, it's grown. It's grown, bro. It's like it is. The women's wrestling has been the fastest growing sport in our nation,
Right.
in our country, and it has been unbelievable. Well, we got like one girl right now, but there are women's only teams now. Girls wrestle on the guy teams too. They get to wrestle the guys. But they also do individual girls against girls only. You know what I mean? So we've got girls here in Kentucky that are on Junior Olympics teams, which is really cool. Oh shoot, I'm trying to think. I just lost my train of thought because
Total
who I'm talking
Divas.
about.
What's that?
Total Divas is a reality show
Oh.
about the girl wrestlers.
That would be amazing. Seriously,
They have
It's
a
ro-
show. It's John Cena. Girlfriend is on there with her twin sister, and
Yeah.
they're in the WWE pretty much, and it's a reality
Yeah.
show. Oh no,
a lot of girls like what's her name? That was MMA superstar.
Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey, they got to do, WWE. That's a lot of cool stuff. That's really neat. You know what I'm saying? Gosh, I just lost my train of thought because I know you were talking about I hate to say this, but my most successful wrestler I've ever got to coach is a female.
Oh yeah.
Remember Chelsea Roundtree?
No, see, that's who I was talking about. Yeah, that was
So-
before me. Yeah.
Chelsea now she was amazing. Absolutely the most technical savage I've ever met in a wrestler, honestly. If she was a male with testosterone, she'd have to be a 4-time state champion. Okay. And in fact, I keep up with her. We still talk all the time. Her husband's the wrestler. He wrestles, he coaches wrestling, and she's going to start her own women's wrestling team now. She's a teacher, she's a mom. And if you met her, you never know that she was a wrestler. She's amazing. I coached her. I trained her. I took her to nationals. We got 3rd place at nationals in women's only. She would have won the whole thing, but she had asthma, and she had to take the inhaler every period. So if she didn't have that dilemma, in a sense, or that weakness, she would have smoked everybody. But it did hurt in a sense, physical activity. She doesn't have any oxygen.
Right.
But Chelsea Roundtree and of course Taylor Shear, super stud, and just a few others. Mark Shaver, remember, you remember some of the guys, but it's a lot of fun. But women they're just, I'll be honest with you, they're unbelievable in the wrestling world. Studs, man, studs. So, but I'm glad that you didn't quit, buddy, because that's gonna just carry on through your life and make you successful. So when you're having a tough day, tough time, whatever it is, just go back into that mentality of wrestling. You know what I mean? And
Right.
you can't lose, man. You can't lose. It's impossible. It's possible. In
Yeah.
Kentucky, we drink bourbon in Kentucky. I drink bourbon every day. I work out and I drink bourbon.
The best hydration comes with bourbon, you would say? A nice
guess.
a nice
I don't
sipping
know.
whiskey. I like to lift weights and have a nice little sipping whiskey,
Hey, makes me vascular. I guess it's cool. I work out by myself, so it doesn't matter. I'm in my damn basement work out, so who gives a shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I curl. I curl 50 pounds each arm, and then I curl 2 ounces.
Well, I want to
Well,
ask Lewis about the Floyd Mayweather and Jake Paul fight, since
Since
oh,
Tom
Tom
didn't know.
didn't
oh,
know who Floyd Mayweather was. Like, I don't know where he.
man, let me tell you something about that. I have mixed feelings about that, to be honest with you. I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
No.
To me, it was disrespectful to the boxing world, boxing community, um,
Absolutely.
the real boxers out there.
Yeah.
Uh, Floyd, and again, I'm not a Floyd Mayweather uh, follower. I can care less for the guy. I respect his boxing big time. He's a phenom. He's the best in the world, not the best in the world. As a human being, as a person, again, I don't know him personally, but just from seeing on the outside, I don't like the guy. Jake Paul, again, respectfully, he's doing great things, making money. Okay, I got to
Mm-hmm.
respect that. But he's a worthless piece of shit chump. Okay,
He found
he
a
is
way
not.
to corner the internet.
He,
He's the best
dude,
to do this media thing.
that is so. Oh, it pisses me off to say he's so good at that. You know what I
He's
mean? Because
very good at it. He's
I
created an
fucking hate the guy.
empire from
I
YouTube.
fascinating. I
Hmm.
mean, I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Here I am. I'm trying to like figure out this bullshit internet shit still. Okay, I'm still trying to figure it out. Right?
Well, kids jumped on
And,
it early, and they already came from a wealthy family, so
okay. Yeah.
they had the resources and time to invest in just being
Gotcha.
on
Yeah.
YouTube all day making
Yeah.
videos. They had the best camera equipment and all those things because they were
But
already.
here's what pisses me off. I can't fucking stand that guy. Okay, to be straight up with you.
He's a rich
Um,
kid, or and then now he's even more rich.
I fucking hate the kid. Okay, and I'll tell you why. Because all he'll do is box. He will not step in the gym in an octagon. Okay, he will not step in the cage at all. Why? He will get destroyed really fast. That's smart on his part, right? But
Yeah.
I have no respect for him as a fighter, as an athlete. He's none of that. He is just a fucking show. Okay,
Mhm.
and very good at it. Okay, I can't hate that, man. I can't. Okay, so, but as far as anything else goes, I have no respect for him. Um, I lost my respect even more for Floyd Weather. I didn't respect him beforehand, but I don't respect him anymore because he's just using the sport now. You know what I mean? That made him so successful. And there's so many guys out there that deserve that limelight more than anybody else, more than Jake Paul, right?
Mhm.
Okay, or his brother. So, as a diehard guy like that, yeah, I can't stand both of them. Um, I'd fucking fight Mayweather any day that was an all MMA, not
Mhm.
boxing. He'll kill me in that department. But let me have him as an MMA guy. Fuck, I'll fight Jake Paul, an MMA guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because that's a different ball game there. Totally different ball game there. But he won't do that. He won't do none of that shit because he knows he'll get destroyed in like less than 60 seconds. And that'll ruin his career. But whatever. I
I
mean,
mean, it's definitely. It's. I mean, I look at it and I don't know. I think it's Jake Paul and his brother, the way they, because that's what I do. I'm on all the media stuff. I mean, I
yeah,
got Facebook. I don't go on Instagram or none of those, but I look at all the reality stuff and different
yeah,
websites. I watch
yeah,
different podcasts and all
sure.
these different things, and the way that they got YouTube the way they did.
Hey, listen, an
It's
8-year old kid is
interesting.
making more money than most
Yep.
people. All right, an 8-year old kid
Right.
because he's like, oh, I like that toy.
Yeah, I'm opening
Uh,
toys. 20 million.
blah, blah, blah. I like that toy, mom. Okay, great, dude. You know what? I respect that. I think it's awesome to people find ways to provide for themselves using whatever tools we have in this world. Okay, um, and that's what we need. I think that's what we can all do. That goes to show you that anybody can be successful in this world. Period. I don't care who you are, where you
Yeah.
come from, whatever. You can do it. Okay.
I feel
Um,
like everybody just got to give it up to the Paul brothers for the way they got the video of them, of the younger brother taking Floyd Mayweather's hat, and then they posted the video on YouTube, and it's tens of millions of views that they made money off of.
And that's a penny a click. They get a penny a click.
There's tens of millions of views. They made so much money off of his brother taking his hat and running away, and filming it and putting it on YouTube.
Yeah, I know, man. And you want to be jealous and envious of that shit, right? You kind of do. You're like, he's motherfucker. You got to be like the Kardashians. Come on, man. You got to be fucking kidding me, right? Like their success from a leaked porn video or sex video? Are you serious? That's how they've made their money.
The mom was a marketing genius. She know how to do it. That's the thing. It's the people behind you sometimes, and then she had the parents to.
I mean, as bad as that sounds, right? The mom is just like, oh, fuck it, whatever. Let's use it to make money. Hey, that was genius, right? I know what I'm great at, and I know what I'm not, and I'm not going to spend my time trying to figure out what I'm not great at to be great at. Do what you're great at.
Yeah.
The rest will follow and come. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like with the Kardashians, if you look at it, they were already kids that their dad worked on the O.J. Simpson trial. They were already in the media. She was Paris Hilton's best friend, always on her. So they were already in that situation. And then they capitalized on it.
Those motherfuckers don't know poverty for shit, right? But I'll tell you right now, if this world went to hell, they ain't surviving. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
They ain't surviving. I tell you that right now. Okay. So that's fine. They can have all that stuff, and hopefully they're doing good things with it, with their fame and fortune. Hopefully they're doing great things with it. Yeah, you just kind of, stay focused on what you love doing, what you're doing, and the prosperity does come with it, according to what you want. So I've been very fortunate in my life, very successful. I've accomplished everything I've ever wanted to do. And then I just keep raising the bar on myself. I have no competition. I have none. It's just the guy I see in the mirror every single day. That's it. And I just keep raising that bar higher and higher and higher. And that's it. The rest is easy peasy, man.
Yeah, definitely.
The rest of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Give a fuck.
You work at if you work at something, you never know what's gonna happen, right? Like it's kind of, you can't really fail if you keep trying. Like that's not a failure. You know what I mean? Like
quitting is failure.
Right. Yeah.
Now, sometimes though, certain situations, you got to let it go, right?
Thank you. That's what I say. I definitely will quit something so quick. I'm not gonna.
Absolutely.
I'm realistic.
Yeah, quit. Like for example, let's go back to when I had the gym, right? So Primetime Fitness.
Right.
I worked very hard, 16 years. I'm ready to take it to the next level. Started my own franchise and invested a lot of money, a lot of time. And it was really easy. Like it just happened so smooth, man. Guess what happened? The economy tanked 2010, 2007, 8, 9, 10, all right?
Right.
Fuck, I didn't see that coming. No, I was going to be a million. 2010, I was going to make my first million.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Right.
It was shit. Finally, all these years, this hard work. No, man, I got pinned, dude. I got pinned, first period. And how did that feel? It felt like shit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I realized it's okay. It took me a few years to realize that, though. It brutally messed me up mentally because I thought that that's all I could do was the fitness business, the gym life, all that stuff. I thought that's all I could do. But a higher power said, no, you got plenty of other gifts, homie. Let me show you, and it was actually a blessing in disguise that happened. So, but I could say that now 10 years later.
Right, yeah.
Then I was like devastated, bro, because that was everything I did. I did that all, that was my life, man. You know what I mean? It was my profession. And to realize that I went bankrupt. I had no choice. I had to shut it down. I tried to get back into it, and all the doors were closing. I was lost, man. It was a very bad time in my life. Very, very bad time. But that wrestler mentality kicked in, and it says, dude, I know you're on your back. Keep fighting, motherfucker. Let's go. Keep fighting. It's okay. You know what I mean? You're breathing still. He's not choking you out. You're breathing. You're just on your back. It's okay.
Right.
So, but it took time. It took time. And I'll be honest with you, I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life today, ever. So life just keeps getting better, man.
That's awesome. That's good to know. I mean, it's good.
Talking to you, bro. I'm talking to my man Kurt.
That's right.
Heavyweight champion of the world, right there.
Yeah.
That's definitely it's interesting to hear your version of that. You as a business owner when the economy tanked and all of that, because I know for some workers, especially factory workers like my dad, he benefited once the economy tanked. He was offered to buy out. He took it and he was able to move, invest, and retired. He's in Texas now, retired, and he doesn't work anymore. And he live a good life.
Hey man, he earned it. He deserves it.
Right, but the business owners suffered a lot during that time. Like, no, I don't think I ever really thought about the business owner in that situation.
It was like losing. It was like getting a divorce that you didn't want. It was like losing a baby. You know what I mean? It was man, it was an emotional, mental nightmare, because I'm not a control freak, but I am in control of my own destiny in my life. And I lost control. It felt like I lost control. Like, right. Holy shit. What the fuck is going on? Right? Like, seriously, dude? I didn't get a bailout. Ford did. You fucking kidding me? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
That really, that salted the wound. So I changed a lot. My perspectives changed on everything. And it was actually good that I learned a lesson. It was a lesson, man. And I wasn't, it was meant to end. That book is gone. That book is closed. I started a new book. You know what I mean? Not a new chapter, a new book. And so I'm writing my new book again, and, but I had a good time at the same time. I had a good time, people still talk about it to this day, all the time. Primetime Fitness, and that makes me feel good, so what else can I do? I can do a lot. Now, you know what I'm saying?
There's a group on Facebook. I'm not sure how many members are still on it, but you remember Shay? He started this group on Facebook way back in the day. It's called "Remembering the Fine Times at Prime Time."
Oh. Man! Yeah.
I think it was active for maybe a good week and a half. But it's there. You can still find it.
I still have people talk about Prime Time to this day. And it's so cool because, it's a book that's closed. And it feels good that people have great memories, and they want to bring it. They were like, Lou, when you bringing it back?
Right.
You know what I mean? And there's fucking 50 gyms now in Oldham County, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they all want Prime Time back. What I realized was the person who created Prime Time created an environment that people enjoyed going to, and that guy was, Lewis. But what I've wanted to do was create something that doesn't have my name on it in a sense anymore, that it's created, but people have to search really hard to see who it was. Because I'll be honest with you, that was tough. It was weird when a lot of people knew you in town. it would take me. I could go 2 hours away out of town, and people would know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in a small town, right, Kurt?
Right.
Small
Yeah.
town. It ain't a big town. So that was really weird. I'll be honest with you, I didn't like it. Okay. I can't imagine being a Kardashian.
Or a Paul.
Or a Paul.
Right.
Fuck, I don't want that shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that shit, man. And and that's just I want to be accomplish all the things that I want to in this world, whatever they are to me, but be completely unknown. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody just donated a fucking $100 million to this foundation, but we don't know who it is.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
Anonymous. Yeah.
That's how I want to roll, kind of. But nowadays, I'm having to struggle with the fact that I have to be known, and I'm being challenged by me getting out of the closet, out of the box, whatever you want to call it, and not be afraid to. Hey, this is the guy who created Fat Kid. This is the guy who created Dirty Boy. This is the guy who created Primetime. Blah blah blah. And I struggle with that. You know what I'm saying? I struggle. I don't like fame. I love fortune, right? You know what I mean? There's a lot of money to be made out there because we can, have fun. I got a lot of shit I want to buy, man. Fuck, I got fucking Lamborghinis there. Got my name on them right now. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go get them. Takes money, but I'm not a Logan Paul, whatever those guys are. I'm just not.
Right.
So I gotta figure it out. I don't know.
The thing is, you have a personality that draws people. You're affable. You are bright. You people see you and you kind of shine a little bit, and people want to know that. So whenever you're doing something with your clothing currently, it's that personality comes out. And people say, I want to know that guy. You got to not be so nice, Lou. You got to be a guy that people don't like if you don't want them to know you,
Yeah, I know.
So,
and I'm learning, and I'm turning 50 very soon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like, okay, now I got to fucking be a 15-year-old somehow. You know what I mean? It's like my son, he'll post something on Instagram and he's got 350 people on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, likes on it. I get like 20, 30. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he has 10 times less followers than I do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck, man? You know what I'm saying? So that's so cool, though. That's so cool because I'm working with him. He's got his own, he's got his own branding idea, and Dad's helping him out. My daughter does. We've got some good shit going on, man. And at the end of the day, again, it is. I gotta get out of my comfort zones and go do like what you just said. Just let my brands are who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like Fat Kid. This is the Fat Kid Project. So proceeds of my brands or anything that I do go towards Fat Kid Project, which helps the homeless and less privileged and things like that. Because that makes my heart smile and my soul dance.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love. That's why I was in the gym business for so long. I love to serve people. Okay, that's who I am, man. You know what I mean? I'm a lion that protects sheep. I don't eat sheep as a lion. You know what I'm saying? There's that. Some people are like, oh, don't be a lion, not a sheep. I'm like, well, motherfucker, not everybody can be a lion.
Right.
Okay. Right. But we got to protect sheep, and the reality is that I was once a sheep that was protected by lions. Correct? I was. And then I've turned into a lion. My job is to help protect sheep as best as I can. So everything I do is for that purpose, and that's what keeps me going. Period. And that's why I work so hard at it, because that's what makes my heart smile and my soul dance. And that's what makes me happy. And it doesn't matter what anybody fucking thinks. It doesn't matter, man. It's what I do, what I want to do, how I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I work so fucking hard at this shit.
I think it's really cool that you said your kids are like getting into it and like working on branding ideas and they're young. So that's pretty cool to get them into it at a young age, start teaching them the value of $1 and hard work. Yeah. Like the earlier you start, the better off you are, I think.
100% correct. I've got 4 kids. They're 25, 23, 15, and 14. One's going to be 16. They're all very different. But they watch our actions. You know what? They watch the parents' actions, and of course, I want my kids to be self-sufficient, successful in whatever they want to do. If they want to fucking sell lemonade, hey, sell the best lemonade in the world. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Be happy doing what you do, and you're going to be successful. And it's not about all about money, but no doubt, if you can make a few million a year or whatever, think how much you can do more. Give back, right? To society with that. So that's what I teach my kids, and they're all doing very, very well as far as school goes. Sports. My son Luke, wrestler, obviously. Football. He's doing great. Straight A student. One of my kids is at University UK. She's graduating in the medical field. And I don't give them just whatever they want. Hell no. Like, shit, if you got to work 36 hours straight, you're going to work 36 hours straight. I don't give a shit because I did it. You know what I mean? And so I don't want to create weak kids, mentally weak kids. I want to create mentally tough kids. And I have to do it. It sucks. I hate doing that as a dad. You know what I mean? But you have to, man. Otherwise, my next generation is just a bunch of fucking pussies. Okay? Seriously. I can't have that. We can't have that, man. So I still work hard every single day. I get my hands dirty. I'm a dirty boy. You know what I'm saying? And at this then I put on my blue collar, and then I put on my white collar later on. What does that mean? I'm building a fucking business. You know what I'm saying? At the same time that I get dirty to help build the business. So whatever it takes, I don't give a shit. Just get it done. Doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. I think that the good part about kids learn very quick. That's why the whole media thing they take to, and they're able to make so much money off of it. Because kids learn. Like the last job I was at, we had like young kids, 15, 16 years old, and they would sit there and expo the food line. And that's a hard job, and most adults have a hard time with it. But something would click with these young kids, and they would literally be controlling this whole show. And I'm like, Jesus, you how old, 16? Like, you got it. Something click, and you got it. And so, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we have an incredible, and in my opinion, times change. Like I said, I'm almost 50, so I've seen so much massive change in the world, with just generational thinking, technology, growth. Obviously, humans. Right? It's more humans now than 20, 30 years ago. It's mind-boggling how we're able to somehow almost sustain that. Now, there's a lot of poverty in this world. If you look at it overall, massive poverty. That's heartbreaking in such a high-level technological world, but there's so many reasons why because of that. It has to do with a lot of greed, bad governments, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. And I hope that our government doesn't get to that level, here in the United States. And I hope we can keep it in a free reign, allow us to, do the things that we want to do. You know what I mean? Don't control us. Don't try to control us. Let us get out there and work. That's what the U.S. is. The U.S. is so awesome, man. People, when you let them get out there and work, man, everybody's pretty awesome. They're hustlers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
we live in America is a have or have not country. Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have the haves and you have the have-nots, and I mean that's just what it was built on, and that's just how it is. Some people have more than others, and some people have nothing. And so I've seen it on both sides. I've seen people who started with a bunch and they maintained what they had. Like I have a friend that inherited a car wash and 2 nightclubs when he turned 18. and to this day it's still and it's still running. He's in them every single day. He's running them, and he's coming up with new concepts and ideas. They always got flyers, so he didn't like mess it up and lose the business or anything. He still have all three, and they're still going. And he was 18 then. We're 31 now, and he's still running them. So, I mean, it was given to him, but the fact that he maintained it is still
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I like, because generational. That's what I'm building for my kids too. Maybe they'll do dad's business in the future. I don't know. I hope they do. That's why I work so hard. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to do. Create generational wealth for my family, my children. I came here as a 5-year-old kid from Colombia. Okay. So I look at this country as very different than from maybe the people that were born here. You know what I mean? And so I'm very, very grateful for this country. Okay, personally, I respect it highly. It's not perfect, but it's allowed me to fail over and over again, and it keeps, what's the word? It keeps clapping at me. It keeps saying, "Keep going. You're getting there. You're so close." You know, that kind of thing. You're doing good, and that's what. When I look at the Statue of Liberty, to me, that's what she's telling me is, homie, don't quit, because this country was built on a lot of failure, you know, and a lot of people trying, and a lot of people gave up a lot of things in their past to sacrifice a lot to make this happen. So, you know, we're the greatest melting pot in the world, the greatest melting pot in the world. That's why we're successful, and we need to keep reminding people that's why we're so powerful. And if we lose that thinking, man, we're done, man. The Chinese got us. They got us. They're getting close. Very, very close. All right.
I mean, I feel like people also love a nice steak as well. So it's like, I need to be successful, so I can go out and get that nice steak sometimes, and I can buy the new shoes, and I can live in a nice house. Like, people want to have these things. Like, they're the things that make life comfortable. So
yeah.
And
there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I think that you look at the people who live in like you know, what do you call those reality shows with the people live in Alaska, and they live by themselves out there in the middle of nowhere, man. I mean, if anybody's going to survive, it's those guys, right? And anything. And they're happy. And that's all that matters. What makes you happy? You're out in the middle of nowhere, literally working your butt off every single day to provide food for yourself. Literally, there's no grocery stores. Okay. Or you want, you know, own a grocery store yourself. Right. It's all good. Make it happen. It's whatever you want. I have no envy, no jealousy towards anybody or anything. I just want to be able to have freely do what I like doing, love doing. And that's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Simple.
Yeah. It's kind of like, yeah, there's a million ways to live your life, you know? Mm-hmm. And yeah, like you're saying, you know, you can go. So now we're in a place where we have to go to the grocery store, and we have to drive to work or walk to work or get to work, where whenever Carmen and I met each other, you walk downstairs and you're at work. Somebody's making your meals for you,
well,
you know, or she's making the meals for me, you know. So I guess that hasn't changed for me that much, but you know. So
well, you're a lucky man, bud.
That's
you're
right.
Lucky man.
So it's like, yeah, you in the end, your life is going to be lived the same way. You wake up, you know, you're gonna provide for yourself somehow, any way, by any means possible, right? You know, for the most part, you know, whatever you need to do to feel satisfied, you know, curb your hunger, and then you're gonna go to sleep, and you're gonna do it the next day, you know, and all the other stuff is just stuff, you know, it's just things that go on. So,
you know, I think, do you believe you have a purpose in this world?
I would not say it's a resounding yes, but I believe that everybody serves a function. So yeah, your function is your purpose. If you think that, so yes, I would say that there is if I have had a conversation with somebody, and it made them feel a certain way, and they're like, wow, that made them think something differently, that might be your purpose. That one conversation you had that's the way that I view it, like you don't know what it is that you're doing. You don't know how you affect other people's lives or anything like that. So yes, I do think that there is a purpose, right?
Well, you're correct, and that's perfectly said, brother. It's real simple, 2 words that we just all need to do every single day, everybody, and we need to preach this more and over and more and over. Okay, is be kind. Just be kind. Okay, that's all. Be kind to people.
I work in the restaurant industry. That's not a thing.
That's hard. That's hard.
That is, listen, kind. People are not very kind.
Right? And you have to swallow your pride in your tongue to just
I'm pretty much, I'm the worst with it when people are like, because I work in an open kitchen right now, so sometimes customers will scream at us while we're cooking, like, I need mayo now. And it's like, so I just pretend like I don't see them, or I'll straight be like, if people ask for extra stuff, hey, in the morning, you guys have a banana? No. Where's the bathroom? Over there around the corner. Don't know where the bathroom is. Like, yeah.
I had a restaurant for a year, too long. Kirk, you remember? Did you ever see that? I posted on Facebook back in 2017. I had an Italian restaurant.
Oh, no.
In Floyd, Indiana. Yeah, I had an Italian restaurant.
Huh.
And it was a venture. I tried. It was a guy that was a chef, very, very, very good. And there was certain things were going on during that time that kind of were just right, pushed me to do this. So I took on a venture that I knew nothing about, didn't do enough research and investigating, I guess, and didn't get enough mentoring the right people. So let's just say that I'll never do that again in that way. I might invest in a restaurant someday. But I learned from that, and I do it differently. But I got my ass handed to me, literally within a year, and I just realized that I'll never want to ever run a restaurant. Invest in one, sure, but run one, hell no. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a different animal. That really was a different animal.
It's a dirty business.
It's a dirty business, big time dirty.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll tell you what, wow, man. Golly, dude. I never want to do that again, man. Never. I respect the people that are in it and do it every day. I'm so grateful for them, to be honest with you, especially the owners of the restaurant business. I've got a greater respect for them than ever before, man. Yeah, I'll never do that again like that. I lost my ass on that one. What I'm saying? But guess what? It's just money. Fuck it. I'll make more. Give a shit.
It comes and goes. Yeah.
Fuck it. I don't give a fuck. I'm still here. I'm killing it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So whatever.
Well, I definitely wanted to ask you a couple of questions about opening a business. So me and Kirk's goal is to open up something small. I was thinking something like a small little pizza or sandwich shop or something like that.
Yeah.
But I guess what I struggle with, first off, I think before I do it, I want to sit down and be able to talk to somebody to figure out step by step by step, what do I need to bring this dream to fruition?
Yeah, absolutely.
But
yeah.
I guess one of my questions is, so if I start off with a business plan and then I take that in order to get funding for the actual business, don't you need to have the building in your business plan in order to get the money for the business?
You just gotta know how much, number one is, what's your rent going to be. And remember this too.
Right. But if you, by the time you actually get approved for the business plan, say that building that you had in mind,
Yeah.
someone already took that building, and now you got to look for another one.
Sure,
That
another building.
changes everything. That changes.
Yeah, I mean, it can change. I mean, there's so many working components to getting money. First of all, banks don't give a shit about. All they care about is what you have that they can take from you when you fucking lose. That's all banks care about. They don't give a fuck about you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You may have to knock on 100 banks. That's what Starbucks did. Starbucks guy, when he had his idea, he knocked on 100 banks. 99 said no. 105 said, okay, I'll give you a little chance, you know. And it could have been that mom and pop bank, you know what I mean? Just trusted them, you know what I mean? Trust. First of all, what are you passionate about, food-wise? Then,
yeah.
Go ahead. What are you passionate about?
About food wise?
Yeah, like what do you really want to do?
As far as a restaurant concept?
Yeah, what do you fucking like are so passionate about? You can't sleep at night because all you do is think about it and you're writing and shit down. That's what you got to be. That's what you got to have.
Dude, I want to own something so I'm not working to where I'm able to, if I'm going to be putting in this amount of work in the hospitality industry, I got to be doing it for myself. Like, I don't mind doing this amount of work and putting in the hours and doing whatever I need to do. But to do it for a corporation or a place that's treating you like shit otherwise and not empathetic to anything is like, I would rather put all that energy and work into something for our future.
Amen. Amen to that. So what?
That's where that's the passion right there.
What would you like? That's your reason.
Right.
What's the passion? What kind of food is your passion?
I don't know if I necessarily have a passion with food.
Figure it out. Gotta have that passion. Your reason is legit. Your reason is legit. I appreciate that. Okay, that's cool. What's your passion? What kind of things do you want to do and create? As far as, are you a chef?
Well, I'm looking at it differently. I'm looking at it from the aspect that if I was to go in, starting from my situation and looking for grants and money wise and all that stuff,
Yeah.
I would want to start something small and
Sure.
not
Okay.
right. So I would, and I know that it's low overhead in the pizza business. That's what I start. That was the first job I ever had, doing pizza. So I
Okay,
understand
pizza.
how it works.
Ah,
That's
there
the
you
thing.
go. Pizza. You
Right.
understand pizza.
I understand how it works. I understand
Start with
the
pizza.
ingredients, the pricing, all those details. So
Start with pizza.
that's the plan. That's the plan.
Start pizza. And be passionate about that pizza and what that pizza, how it's going to look, how it's going to taste. Your name is going to be on that pizza. Okay. You guys ever heard of Papa John's?
I might have heard of him before. Yeah.
Right. He doesn't live far from me.
Right.
Okay. Right, Kurt?
Yeah.
The man, I know the whole story. I've actually met the people who owned the place where he first started.
Yeah. Wasn't he making pizza outside of inside a bar or something, or
In a closet.
in a closet? Right. That was.
In a bar.
Yeah, in a closet in a bar. Yeah.
Shit bar.
Uh-huh.
The fucking guy's passion was so insane. Literally. Okay? He's not, and he's fucking smarter or dumber than you and I.
Right.
But his passion destroyed you. And that's why he is who he is today. Period. Okay? He learned business as he went on. He understood. He learned by mistakes, right? But his fucking passion was pizza, man. All right? And the guy, his pizza's good. It is good. Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
Right? But what I understood, what I've learned from watching him, because I do study him, believe it or not, I study a lot of people. I got a chance to meet the people who met him since day one.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to ask questions that I was very curious about, right? Bro, all of them, the fucker's passion was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
He can kill you with his passion. And then he knew that he would be so successful that it didn't fucking matter if he talked to 1,000 people to invest and they all said no. He had the same psychotic passion and excitement when he was told no 1,000 times. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Fucking psychotic passion. So remember, to be successful, you got to be willing to accept failure. And it's just a learning experience. That's all failure is, man. It doesn't even really exist. The word failure is a fucking piece of shit word that some dipshit created. Some fucking depressed motherfucker. Okay? Right?
Yeah, right.
Failure is bullshit. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist in my terminology, okay? It's setbacks. I call them setbacks. All right? And I got to figure out, okay, what did I learn from that? I just lost $150,000. Fuck. Okay, that hurt. That's okay. I'll do it again. You know what I mean? I'll figure it out, right? Mm-hmm. So figure that out. What's your passion? Start doing your homework. Start thinking about that shit every single day. And it starts to create, starts to manifest.
Yeah.
And I bought my first gym by myself. I paid it off by myself. I don't even know. It just happened. It created, because that's all I thought about every day was owning Primetime Fitness. I was 26 years old, 28 when I paid it off, bro. Okay. I'm a fucking kid who has no money in the bank. I'm broke as shit. Okay. I owned it. It's mine. Because all I thought about was that. And the universe said, we'll figure it out for you. Mm-hmm. Keep that passion and work your dick off for yourself. You know what I mean? I'm still doing that for myself. And I'm getting closer and closer to all the things that I love doing and things that I want to accomplish, whatever they are, you know. So you got to have that passion. And I'm telling you, without it, it ain't going to happen. You won't even get close. Don't worry about the rest of the fucking money. It's just fucking money. Tell it to serve you.
Lewis, I'm with you with the money part, man. It's like if I can minimize the setbacks by learning as much as possible before investing or losing everything, that's the goal. Because taking financial setbacks, I would like to try to minimize that as much as I understand it comes with some drawback, but Jesus.
Yeah, that's all we're doing. Minimizing the setbacks. But understand, you're gonna have a fuck ton of setbacks.
Yeah, but that's why something smaller like this.
You're not wrong. You're correct. I'm not gonna disagree with you.
Me and Kirk know a guy that I worked with who went into business, and he had a ramen place, and his business failed, and he was out of a bunch of money, and he is fucking depressed, very depressed, and that is horrible.
But you know what though? You know what? He's not meant to be, and then fucking hey, get the fuck out of the business, go work for somebody then, because the reality is that's the reality of going into business. Okay,
it's a gamble, right?
It's a gamble. It's it's the biggest gamble in the world. Right. You have more luck going to Vegas and playing fucking blackjack, whatever, and winning. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so understand that the first success may not work out very well. I have had more failed businesses than I've had successful businesses. A lot, okay? All right? Yeah. But I don't look at them as failures. I don't really even look at them as losses. They're all just, okay, I learned something from that motherfucker. I learned there. Okay, go back to the fucking drawing board. It's all good. You know what I mean? You know? So the more times I swing, I promise you, the more successes I will have. Okay? And I hit a single, I hit a double, I hit some foul balls, I'll hit a fucking double, I hit a triple, I hit a fucking home run. I created a brand called Nasty Good about 3 years ago. And I had it for less than a year and I sold it. Out of nowhere. Now, did that make me millions? No. I sold it for $25,000. That's chump fucking change. But guess what? I sold it. What are you trying to?
Right, yeah.
I wasn't even fucking trying, man. It was just happening. I'm like, fuck it. Let's do it. I got something else in line. So I created Fat Kid Project with that. I put all that 25K in the Fat Kid Project. Because what I'm doing with this is really was my heart, was my mission, right? And now I've got other stuff happening that is going to be like, dude, I'll be paying $25,000 a day in taxes one day. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I look forward to that. I can't wait to pay $25,000 a day in taxes. So that's my mentality. That's how I think. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'll take a bike to fucking work right now if I have to. I don't give a shit. Doesn't bother me none. So what? This dude driving a fucking nice car than me and he's younger than me. I don't give a fuck. The bitch will be working for me. You see what I'm saying? So it's that mentality of you got to have a bit of arrogance, got to have a bit of pride, you got to have a bit of an ego. All right. You got to have a little bit of those things, not a lot, but a little bit of those things in order, and fearless. You got to be fucking fearless, man. Fearless. Kurt, how did you feel the first time you stepped on the wrestling mat?
Oh man, I think I had I always had an issue where I had to go pee pee before a match. and I kind of feel like I was so nervous I didn't quite get everything out, and there might have been a little bit of a spot on the singlet. So I was really scared, and then I'm like, man, are they gonna see this? Is it even there? Am I messing with myself? You know, like not messing with myself, but you know, is my brain? Yeah, you're scared. You know, you don't know what to do, and you're like, oh man, and this is something. Okay, so you go to practice every day, right? You go to practice, and you know that's Steve over there, and I wrestle Steve every day. Well, now that's Joe over there, and I don't even know his name because he's from a different school. Like, who are you, Joe? I got to shake your hand, and then we go at it, and I don't know your moves. Like, what are you supposed to do? You know?
That's right.
So yeah, scared as shit.
And but you did it. You see what I'm saying, bro?
Right.
You did it. And,
right.
and life is the same way. In everything that we do, the scariest thing in the world, to be honest with you, in a sense, is being a father. Okay, being a dad. It's like, holy shit. Fuck, I got these little guys to take care of. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, they're expensive. They're all different personalities, but I've done pretty good so far. And now, what's the old Dan Gable saying? Once you've wrestled, everything else in life is easy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay. And once you've had kids, same thing, man. Everything, and they're good kids. Everything else in fucking life is just it's just going to Vegas and playing. It's really what it is about. So I encourage you to keep thinking about your pizza, what you want to accomplish. And I want you to think such stupid, high, ridiculous levels of the kind of pizza you want to create. The greatest pizza in the world. Okay? Not just get by pizza. Not just pizza people will like. No, your goal is to create the greatest pizza in the world. Get to that, fucking feel that passion, smell it, taste it every time you go to bed. That's all you dream about. Because then it's going to happen. And you're going to have a successful fucking pizza restaurant. Period. You're going to have it. However you have to start it, just fucking start it. It doesn't matter if it's in a food truck. I had a food truck. I had the best hot dog, chili fucking Willie's in the world, all right? I had a food truck. Right after the restaurant business, when I sold it, I got me a little food truck. I started my own hot dog thing, man. All right? And I had so much fun with that, dude. It was so cool. But it was just a little something I wanted to try. I didn't know where it was going to go. Mm-hmm. I sold it like 3-4 months later, I think 6 months later, some guy, because I realized this isn't what's going to feed my family. You know what I'm saying? I can't feed them chili cheese dogs. You know what I mean?
What's for dinner tonight? Guess what?
Chili cheese dog, But I had great chili cheese dog. Everybody loved it, everybody. So, but I tried something and it felt great. I thought, maybe we could be successful with it or maybe not. But I already knew that if it didn't work out, I wasn't going to get depressed and be a bitch about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, fuck it. They didn't work out. I'll try something else. So I've done jobs I hated in the process of me pursuing my goals and my dreams. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But they all taught me something. All of them did, because I wanted them to teach me something. I asked it to teach me something. Okay. And off all those places, those jobs, those last 10 years, today I seal coat full time for a company called EC Paving. You know, I'm a foreman for the residential. I love it. I get dirty every day. So guess what happened? Dirty boy.
Dirty boy.
Okay. See what shit that happens when you are appreciative and you're grateful for certain things. Other things happen that blow your fucking mind. Okay. So I came up with this brand a year ago. Paving. 2020 was a fucking nightmare for me. My retail industry went to shit. I made no sales in 2020. What I got to do? I got family, man. Do I need to go? Who do you want me to assassinate? You know what I mean? Like, seriously, I was like that fucking level, man. I was like, who do I need to fucking go kill for 100,000? You know, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Whatever it takes. Luckily, I didn't have to do that. So I went to work using my hands. And these motherfuckers are dirty, calloused. These are man's hands. These are dirty boy hands. This idea came to me last year, and it's just now coming alive, manifesting. And let me tell you something, how fucking excited people are about this fucking brand right now. It's psychotic. And I haven't even launched the website yet. It's just word of mouth right now. Okay. So you see what I'm saying? So I've been be grateful where you're at today. Do not take it for granted. Every day, get up and say, I'm grateful for where I'm at. Thank you for this fucking job. Okay. He's going to teach you something. Thankful for you two. Look at you two. Look at each other and say, I'm grateful for you. You see what I'm saying? Gratitude, the attitude of gratitude is going to give you more wealth than you'll ever fucking imagine in your life. Promise you that. I'm the example, and many others too that I know personally. Okay. So with that said, I mean, don't be afraid. Be fucking fearless. Kirk, you're fearless. You're a wrestler, period. Okay. And my wife, honestly, is the one that is more conservative than me. And that's good. Okay. She's very calculated. She's like, well, how much is it going to cost us? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't care. You know what I mean? But then I'm like, okay, it's going to cost us. And she's like, she'll do that, you know. She doesn't tell me no, but she makes me think. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Maybe I got to think twice about that. How do I get that in? You know,
I've a lot of things I've said no to because I'm like, fuck. She's right. You know what I'm saying? Like, God dang, okay. That was a good one. You know what I mean?
Right.
Thanks, honey. You know what I mean? That, off the shelf on that one. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm willing to accept it. Work as a team together, and you're both going to be very different in your thinking, and that's beautiful. Okay, all right. But you both have to be fearless to be successful. My wife is fearless. That's why I'm successful. Okay. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a wife.
Right.
Because I'm going to do the fucking shit anyways. You know what I'm saying? But I'd rather do it with her.
Somebody going on that journey with you, somebody to walk by your side and you're like, hey, man, we're in this together. You know, like,
That's right.
This is
That's
us. Right. You know, we got to kind of wrap up. But I'll tell you just real quick. Carmen and I, we met, you know, on Catalina. We knew we wanted to do something together, you know, and we're like, oh, man, we just got to go somewhere. And we ended up here. You know, we knew each other a few months. We took that leap together. She's the person on my side, and that's, you know, we're there doing it for each other. You know what I mean? Like,
you're not going to lose.
Right. Exactly.
It's impossible to lose, guys. It's impossible. All right. You can do it by yourself. But together, it's called a power couple. And it's a lot more fun together. Take those chances. Be fearless. It doesn't matter. They're just setbacks. If it doesn't work out, it's a setback. but pull the trigger. You feel me? Pull the trigger and be obsessed about it, because that's when all the tools you need, money, fuck, whatever all that shit is, it just happens. I can't explain it. I really can't. It shit just happens, man. You should see my basement. It's my fucking shop. It used to be like a 5x5 idea.
Mm-hmm.
Now my whole basement's my fucking business. And it took about 10 years of just working it every day, one way or another. This is, I won't even be here soon. It'll be a fucking building, big ass fucking building, you know, that either I'm renting or I bought, you know, to keep this shit going. You know what I mean? So, but you know what, having that person in your life that supports you, cheerleader, also too, you know, smacks you in the back of the head real quick. You know, don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you know what I mean? It takes the lead, is beside you, is behind you, pushes, you know, that's important. So you two are a power couple. Believe that. Go make shit happen. All right? And I'm here for you anytime you want to call me, questions, whatever, feel free.
Well, thank you. It's been a great conversation. Really nice talking to you. So we're getting towards the end of everything. Thank you, everybody, for listening. If you have any questions or suggestions, please go to sweetgravypod@gmail.com. You can also catch us on YouTube and all the streaming platforms. Thank you.
Check out Lewis's Fat Kid clothing and hopefully Dirty Boy soon, right?
It's coming.
All right. Awesome. Cool. Thank you, Lewis.
All right, brother. Thank you.